Hey, it's Uppity Unicorn, and I am here with a geopolitical update or something of a geopolitical update. So, this is projected to be a lengthy video. So, what I'm going to recommend is that you go right into your YouTube settings. So, that is here, and go on ahead and just see where that says playback speed and that says normal. Go on ahead and click a 1.5 to 1.75. Listen to me in one of these two cadences, just to keep you engaged so that there are not any, oh my God, this is taking forever. Let me hurry up. Usually, when you listen to things at speed, not only do you maximize your time, but also it keeps you engaged because of the speed. Think of listening to Twista or Bone Thugs rap, except it will not be that fast. Hopefully, you've already changed your speed and you can see that. Anyhow, here we go. I'm going on mute so we can play this.
In my hotel, y'all probably can hear the emergency messages going off. A bomb just hit, not too far away. Kind of felt like an earthquake, very loud noise. Everybody phones going off. Ain't gonna lie, it's kind of crazy, y'all. The lady across the hall from us said she's Lebanese and this is nothing. She's experienced it before, so it kind of made us feel better. But I ain't gonna lie, growing up in the States, we ain't really deal with stuff like this. So just trying to keep on through it all, remain prayed up, and yeah, everybody is making their way down to the lobby, starting to fill up. You could like literally smell the debris. You could smell it. Got babies here. So hopefully they got an underground bunker or something in this hotel. This shit crazy though, so I don't know when we go get back to the States, but I am confident that we will. Not panicking, keep faith in God. I know that we protected by him, but it's definitely an eye-opening situation. So yeah.
So, in this kind of collage of videos, I'm going to show you there are a number of foundational Black Americans who are in the Middle East, who are there with their passports, visiting loved ones, celebrating birthdays, just globetrotters traveling abroad. One of three of the brothers who founded or who created the term Solon is actually in Doha, Qatar right now. And Doha was just rained on. And I checked in. He's like, we're sheltering in place. I'm like, could you get to Turkey? He's like, yeah, well, shelter in place and airspace is locked down tight because we know who's up there in the air, fighter jets. So uh I'm like, it ain't no Greyhound. And I'm laughing, but I was hysterical yesterday. I'm laughing, but I was in tears all day yesterday. So however you feel about the uselessness of the war, however you feel about this administration, you have people out here, foundational Black American, and you have a lot of them. I know people used to like to drag us for not having passports. Well, we got them now, and we outside. And it's bombs over Baghdad outcast, and it's bombs over everybody else. So keep your people in prayer, and whether you support this government or not, please don't forget what side you are on.
Everyone, I am still safe, but I am still here. Still don't have a flight. Airspace is still closed. At this point, we've extended our room for like a week because we just don't know how long we'll be. We're currently in the grocery store just trying to get like some type of something that we can make in the room so we're not constantly spending on money. We have
I'm going to interrupt our sister's important message to say, because I did just end off with please don't forget what side you were on. In 1979, there were some hostages taken as prisoners of war, and some Americans in Iran. And they had 10 of them were foundational Black Americans. And Iran was like, let them niggas go. Let them niggas go. They go through enough on their home, on the home front. Let them go. So, for whatever it's worth, when it comes to our geopolitical situation, people are not mad at Black Americans. People try to conjure upset with us. I know there are many people who, you know, free Palestine, this and that. There are people who try to make Black Americans the bane of their existence. There are people who try to make colonizers out of us, but those people are very much planted in the Western world. People are doing that from Michigan, right? From Detroit, from Ann Arbor, from Lansing, honey, from care organizations, halfway started, founded by Black Americans. I know I'm a half co-founder of one of the CARE chapters. So, and I'm a foundational Black American, and CARE is just an acronym for Council on American Islamic Relations. So, it's a civil liberties organization. Think NAACP for Muslims. Okay. So, there are people trying with that narrative, but the globe is really not mad at you. The diaspora might feel a way about you, but globally, you are a celebrated group of people and low key seen as, there are so many tweets and things going around where Iran and other people are tweeting out, Black American songs and Black American themes and memes and things like this. So, for whatever that's worth, uh, it's not you.
Contacted the U.S. Embassy for all the people who are in the comments saying that, and they are just saying shelter in place. Like there's no like extra instructions.
I don't want to see another Dubai tourist come online to tell us how scared they are. And I don't want to see another bullshit ass UAE influencer yap in their mouth talking about, oh, you guys are just jealous of the UAE. Nobody's fucking jealous of you. And we told you tourists not to fucking go there.
I have to stop her because while she is about to cook, her opening statement is trash, because there are obviously so many foundational Black Americans who are out there and they've never been through this before. They know what it's like to hear, "ra-ta-ta-ta" across the street, or, a block over. They know what it's like to hear police sirens, whatever it is. We're not all that familiar with bombs dropping. I mean, the last time we had a bomb dropped on the hood might have been like 1985. And of course, it was by the US government on a Black American community that I believe was in Philly. I want to say all their last names were Allah or Muhammad or Africa, something like this. I'll put a link in the comment section below or in the description box below, one or the other. But I just want to take this time to show you the face of a tether and to remind you how these tethers feel about you, because they can talk about unity and pan-Africanism and this and that with their hijabs and Islam, whatever it is. They don't care about you or your life. So her opening statement is trash, but she's about to cook. Okay. So here's what I think, because I know a lot of people got upset about my little and culture video. They're like, oh, you propping up a white supremacist. And I'm like, if she's a broken clock, she's right twice a day. Right. I'm like this, wherever truth comes from, I'm on the side of the truth. All right. That's where I'm going to land. That's who, what, it's an entity. The truth is an entity I dare not betray. So where it comes out, that's where I sit. So I'm qualifying this woman here for the tetheristic thing she prefaced her statement with, because we care about those videos, right? And we want to see more of those videos. I want to hear more from our people who are stuck out abroad. Places are bombed. I used to live and work in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So I just saw the Saudi Arabian American embassy on fire. I was thinking about going back out there, right? Even as a non-Muslim, because I made good money in Saudi Arabia. American embassy on fire. Uh, let me not do too much because I don't want to make this about me.
We told you guys the UAE is committing mass genocide in Sudan. It's literally the worst humanitarian crisis on earth today. Thousands, you can see the blood stains from the fucking satellites. That's how much killing is going on in that country. And the United Arab Emirates is sponsoring it. They're sponsoring terrorism in many African countries and the Yemen. And y'all still want to go there to ship your ass on a yacht and then come online to.
Okay, so she mentioned Yemen. Okay, so I was Muslim a lifetime ago, and most of us at my university, Darul Zahra, most of us were in our teens and 20s at the time, but there were, some preteens and some women in their, latter years or whatever. But the point is, the friend I flew out with from America extended her stay. And, I had only been across the world like 2 or 3 times by this time. So I was like, I'm not changing my flight. I'm not doing like whatever we agreed on is what I'm doing. So as far as I was concerned, I'm like, you got me flying back across the world by myself. Like, way to go. Um, so I left as scheduled. And the moment I left, my our university was bombed. uh, we were Sufi Muslims, and the Houthis. I'm not upset with Houthis now, but obviously at the time, Houthis are a different breed, right? And you may have seen Houthi Yemenis all over, whatever. Um, there used to be all kind of viral memes of Houthis taking ships and dancing and playing Kendrick Lamar, like whatever. Um, but the girls were just all over the floor. This is a narration of the story to me, like all over the like university floors, like finding corners in the wall. It's like, well, what do we do? And it's like there's really nothing you can do. So as the walls shook around them, they were just writing out their last will and testament, because what if we're in pieces and people can't identify us? So uh, I was like 3 days away. 3 days away. So personal experience, Middle East is personal to me. I also worked and lived in Qatar for a while, um, where our brother, who coined the term Solon, is currently, and God willing, he'll make it home safely.
Cry. Dubai is getting her karma. Dubai is getting her karma.
That's what I wanted to say. Dubai is trash. The United Arab Emirate is trash. We can talk a lot about the transatlantic slave trade, but at the end of the day, the people who first started this international global human trafficking were the Arabs. The UAE, the United Arab Emirates, which are Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, and Dubai, they're built off of slavery. So all that luxury you see, all that cheap gold you can get that would cost you 5 and 6 and 7 times as much in America is built off of the exploitation of her people. That's why she's pissed. That's why she's callous. That's why she don't give a damn about a foundational Black American going live on their phone, uploading to TikTok about how scared they are. Because you can Google Earth where she's from right now. You can Google Earth of Sudan and still see blood stains all over forget blood stains on the carpet, Annie. Are you okay? You can see blood stains all over the goddamn the street, the dust, the sand dunes, the mountains. It's like, well, we told you who these people were. So I love that Dubai is losing its reputation of a safe place to go for expats, blah, blah, blah. It'll never regain this reputation because the Middle East people are already afraid of it. But, when it came to the UAE, it was supposed to be this oasis in the desert where you can just live lux, whatever. And so that's good. And niggas is never going back. We're not, we're, we're a one and done kind of people. And I love that about us.
You're getting your karma too for going to that country and contributing to their fucking economy.
A woman from the United States trapped in Dubai, and she just posted a video And people are in her comment section saying things like, why would you travel over there? Oh, being broke saved the day once again. First thing I want to say is you can tell that she is scared out of her mind in that video. The way she's talking, you can hear it in her tone of voice. She sounds absolutely frightened. She even said that her friend was on the beach and saw a missile go over her head. And I don't like how y'all are just being so dismissive in her comment section. That is very distasteful, especially when she's telling you that this is a scary experience for her. Second,
It's more than distasteful, it's a powerful. These people are the best delineation fuel that we have, because it's a lot of Africans and a lot of diasporans, whatever you want to call them, who are just like, oh, whatever, whatever, whatever. Because they're not doing this to a bunch of white people who are uploading about how scared they are. They're doing this to foundational Black Americans. So I don't want to hear you on a panel trying to kumbaya and talk to me and try to pressure me about being divisive, about it's our fault that the Essence Fest fell apart because we were being divisive, because we were being niggas. I don't want to hear that when there are missiles above foundational Black American heads and people are like, oh, stop crying. You have every reason to be terrified. So I'll let the brother finish saying what he got to say. But just know where this is coming from. I'm just giving you some context.
POV: War in Iran equals thousands stuck in Bali airport.
I know I keep cutting into this thing, but it's because I have to give the commentary. Otherwise, YouTube will ding me and demonetize my channel. And by the way, I'm not monetizing this video because I've said words like war. Anyhow, I had one of my cousins asked me if she should go to Turkey right now. And I said no, because airspace. She's like, because Turkey is safe right now. Turkey is not at war. Turkey is who Dubai is pretending to be. Really, Singapore is who the UAE pretends to be, right? If you really want to be on some Lux, yada, 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 we safe, we cool, ain't nobody doing nothing to us. We a second thought to the rest of the world, but we out here living. Really, that's Singapore. Shout out to Singapore. But I mean, Bali is a stone's throw away. And the point is, something going down over there will affect what's going on over here. So, for the cousin of mine who wanted to go to Turkey, I'm like, look, Turkey's fine, but I just talked to the homie so long, he can't get to Turkey because airspace is locked down. Don't throw yourself in that kind of situation because you might be able to make it all the way over there, but coming back might be an issue. So wherever you got to go, you got vacation, you got FMLA, family leave, whatever, work paid time off, you might want to do that in these United States. You might not want to go nowhere. And low key, you might not want to go to Montana. You might not want to go to either one of the Dakotas. Uh, I don't know why Shreveport is on a top 10 list of targets for the US, but you know, shout out to Shreveport. You definitely don't want to come to where I'm from. You don't want to come to Seattle. We got too much here. With I'm not saying we don't have our little golden dome, iron dome situation, whatever's going on, but I mean, Iran has learned a lot about how to make Israel's iron dome fail and how many attacks at a time it can sustain and at what number it malfunctions. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that right there. And Iran has always been a global badass. I'm sorry, I don't know who thought what white supremacy is making us pay for it. The shit is so goddamn expensive, white supremacy. The arrogance. People are arrogant on ignorance. People are puffed up on nothing. These people think they're so superior. Whole time We thought we was dealing with some bum ass Bedouins who got a backward religion, and it's just like this is an ancient society. You weren't prepared for them people and what their technology looked like. We over here running out of ammo, and it's like, well, we got to talk to China about iron and copper and whatever else we make ammo out of. Like, what's that conversation gonna look like? what's that? What's that conversation gonna look like? What's it gonna look like if we run out of? I mean, and I'm not look. Great America, wonderful America, lots of military spending. I'm red, white, and blue in this bitch, whatever. But what's that gonna look like if we run out of ammo before they run out of revolution? I swear we fucked up in the middle of Ramadan. My nigga, Muslims, if you ever, if white supremacy gets in our way because we're led by white supremacists who think they're the greatest. There's no humility. The thing about being a Black American is that you come up with these aunties and these mamas who are always telling you to be humble. Kendrick Lamar made a whole song talking about sit down and be humble. It makes you study. It makes you think. It makes you ponder. It makes you curious. And some of these white folk don't got that. And I'm like, if you Muslims got a long history of being successful during Ramadan because these motherfuckers are hungry. They're hangry. They're angry during the day. It's a long recorded history of winning wars during the month of Ramadan. It's Ramadan right now. Niggas is fasting. It's not like they got to take a bathroom break for what? We don't have to pee. We didn't drink nothing. Get up and go where for what? During wartime, we could combine and shorten these prayers. Go where for what? I'm focused, man. And it's not like they're not eating at night. You think you're dealing with somebody who's like, oh my God, I'm so hungry, I can't think. You only get the damn woozies in the first 3 days of fasting. The first 3 days of Ramadan are gone. On the fourth day, your system done manned up. And you're making this holy for them. Shit. You're making this war jihad for them. And to martyr Khomeini, to martyr their leader, in their mind and their history and their eschatology and their Islamic context, you have, you know how you have a prodigal son in a Black church? You know how you have a wayward ass boy, a wayward ass nephew who can't get right, and then he comes to the altar and he drops his guns and his guns and his whatever, his drugs, and he wants to get saved. That's what you just did for the secular people of. That's what you just did for Iran. You just made this a holy war for these people by martyring their leader in the fashion, right? Because it was fuck, it was an assassination. And if you go all the way back to Imam Ali, right? Because if you don't know what a Shia is, if you think all Muslims are Muslims and you don't know the difference between a Sunni and a Shia, I don't know how to have this conversation with you. If I can't say 12er to you, like 12er Shia, I don't know if I can't say Imam Ali to you, Imam Ali Abi Talib. I don't. Imam Ibn Abi Talib, the cousin slash brother-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad. I don't know how to have this conversation with you. Ali, who the Shia call Imam Ali, the Sunnis just call him Ali ibn Abi Talib, right? He was one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad. This is a little Islamic history for you. And if you could just hold here with me, I'm just trying to tell you why you just turned shit the fuck up for these people, all right? If you could just hold in here with me for the history lesson. There was an assassination attempt on the Prophet Muhammad And what did Ali do? He knew them niggas was coming for him. Um, so Ali took it upon himself, right? Imagine your little cousin like these niggas said, "What about my OG? They want to do what to my OG? Bet." So he knew the plot of the people coming to assassinate the Prophet Muhammad, and he knew they were coming to his house and coming to his bed. So Ali got in his bed. Ali got in his bed, thugging. And so when they went and by the way, the Prophet Muhammad is already in the cave with Abu Bakr by now, right? With his best friend, right? So when they were and young ass like he bested these niggas, all of them. So an assassination attempt did not only backfire, but Ali fucked them up. He was successful. He won. He routed these niggas. So then you have these Shias, their Islam is based on Ali. So then you martyr Ali Khomeini, you martyr their Ayatollah. And Ayah is literally one of the names people called me when I converted, right? Because it means a sign or a proof of Allah, right? Because I was some super cheerleader, I was a model, everybody knew me on campus, and then I became a Muslim. So it's just like literally the most popular girl on campus just became a Muslim. This is the sign of Allah. Oh my God, post 9/11, whatever. They made a holy thing out of me, right? So Ayatollah is like literally a sign of Allah. So this Ayatollah Khomeini, who has this lineage, right? Shout out to Foundational Black Americans talking all about lineage that goes back to Imam Ali. So you got martyr for martyr. Ali was eventually martyred, right? So obviously, it's not like he stayed the young boy who, trounced in an assassination attempt, but he was eventually murdered. And Ali Khomeini was like, I'm not going to die in my house. I'm going to give my life to the cause. I'm going to be martyred. And so he knew what was up. So you've connected one Ali to another Ali. You've connected one leader to another leader. You've connected. You made everybody who was just like secular this and that, fuck this regime, like la 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 la. You just pissed these people off on a soul level and motivated these people on a soul level. You just added honor to death for some Muslims. This is beyond 72 virgins and Jannah, whatever. You just lit a fire up under their asses. You just broke the neck of every Iranian who was secular, who's halfway not religious, who was wayward. You just brought these niggas home. You want to talk about patriotism when you mix it with religion? You just made non-combatants want to fight and give their life in the middle of Ramadan. Sacred after sacred. Clandestine after holy after signal after. So you wonder why Iran, there are images of where Iran is sending missiles, and it's like somebody added Iran to a group email and they hit reply all. And they're gloating about how they just used the weak shit. They didn't even get to their fancy shit yet. And we depend so much on China. China's like, yeah, well, if America strikes first, we'll strike last. That was a tweet. Now, I'm not telling you that we should be afraid of anything. I'm just saying, here's what I think. As far as being at home and in the Western Hemisphere, look, you guys, we're fine, all right? But know that this could be the end of our power in the Middle East. This is a revolutionary time for Iran. In the time that we chose, you made this line up with too many holy things for them, with too many sacred things to them, where you can now not convince these people. You can't convince these people that Allah is not on their side. You cannot convince these people that they do not have divine support and divine protection. The Muslim is such that when they are in this kind of mindset, even death is good for them. Even death is good for them. The highest thing that you can seek in Islam is a noble death. It wipes away everything. It wipes away every sin, every misdeed, every whatever. If you believe in an afterlife and you fear the consequences, that the works of your own hands, martyrdom is the way to go. It's the way to get your hands scrubbed. So shout out to our government for not having a cultural expert on the team to say, can we wait till after Ramadan so we don't give these niggas no ideas? Can we wait? Can we not let the moons line up with this and that? Can we not make the connections between this Ali and make them look like they're on the same trajectory? And can we not make them look like the heavens are opening for them? And I'll tell you like this. You ever watch the Olympics? Track is my favorite sport. I used to run the 100. But let's say it's a relay race, people passing batons. You know how it looks like somebody's in first and they come out the gate and they're just whoo, but then you hit that curve and somebody else could take the lead. We're not there yet in this war. So just so you know who came out the gate, Iran is in first place right now as far as who's winning the dumb war, the unnecessary war. So shout out to Pete Hegseth and every other white supremacist who has no cultural competence and who didn't look at the context of this. People probably thought, oh, it's Ramadan, they're hungry, we can get them. Wrong, wrong. We keep paying for racism in America. We keep paying for white supremacy. We keep paying for mediocre white men. We keep paying for these ignorant ass people who are arrogant about nothing more than their whiteness. We keep paying for this. And I would say if you've never seen international news, CNN International, BBC, Al Jazeera, I know when I was majoring in journalism and I was still a non Muslim at the time, and I'm a non Muslim now, but I wanted to work for Al Jazeera because the most integrity I'd ever seen in news reporting was on Al Jazeera. And as far as the American death toll is concerned, they are reporting what is not being reported in America. And because I don't want to get shadow banned, I'll go on ahead and press play. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Um, all I was trying to say with that is that we fucked around and boosted the hell out of morale. We boosted morale to the highest degree there. Whereas our soldiers are going to war like, man, fuck. I don't want to be here. These people ain't never did nothing to me. I don't support this war. I signed up for the army at the wrong time. Oh hell, they feeding us steak and crab legs. Oh hell, you know what that means. And they're over here, till death, nigga. It's a totally different attitude. That's all.
We've received so many emergency alerts. We've seen the missiles with our own two eyes. We've heard the explosions.
It was supposed to be a trip of a lifetime. 10 friends from Chicago came to celebrate Shekinah Lee's boyfriend's 27th birthday.
This is a place that he always wanted to come, so we came for his birthday.
But the last day, they scrambled to book extra nights at a hotel and hunkered down after they heard and saw missiles right outside.
We were supposed to fly out this morning.
They were scheduled to be on an Emirates flight Sunday morning, which was canceled. They called the U.S. Embassy and the airline to rebook, but have not heard back from anyone. So far, Emirates has suspended flights in and out of Dubai until Monday. Qatar Airways stopped flights for the time being, and United canceled flights to and from Tel Aviv until March 6th and Dubai until March 7th.
Airports are seen as a real high-profile political target for the Iranians, so I fear this may drag out a good week even.
DePaul University transportation professor Joe Schwieterman says tens of thousands of travelers are being stranded at airports around the world as flights are canceled. CBS News reports Iran has gone after soft targets in the UAE, including the Dubai airport, which was hit, a major travel hub.
And what's so concerning is so many people connect in Dubai that it's a bit of just a real logistics problem for just tens of thousands of people.
We are currently taking shelter. So I just wanted to give you all this update for people back home that may not know what's going on.
As for Lee, while she does not know how long they will be stuck in Dubai, she says her experience has changed her perspective on the situation and the people who call the Middle East home.
I just encourage us all to have way more empathy for people who are going through this, and just really think about like what it would be like if you were there stuck out of your element.
Experts say airlines will have to avoid the area going forward, forcing planes to fly longer routes and use more fuel. That's why airline ticket prices could go up as this conflict goes on. Some airlines have issued waivers for travelers affected to let them rebook without paying extra fees. In the newsroom, Marissa Sulek, CBS News, Chicago.
Mansoor, I'm the night manager. Okay, we will stay here for a while. Our team will offer you coffee, tea, water. Okay, if you would like to order anything, let us know. You don't have to be panicked. Okay, here we are safe. We are away from Abu Dhabi, so don't worry at all.
So what is happening is
We have
that
major breaking news. And
when they're saying Dubai gets hit, Dubai is not a target. Abu Dhabi is a target. But what is happening is like, you know how you get like shrapnel and whatever, like, there's blowback. So let's say somebody gets rid of a missile and what's falling out of the sky is harming people. What's falling out of the sky is still explosive, still causing fire, still whatever. Right? So being if these people are not in a bunker and they're in a parking lot, y'all know what a parking lot looks like and how they're built. You're still pretty safe in a parking lot. These little underground-ish looking parking lots. So they're not great, but they're good.
absolutely new developments since early this morning. China has started major repositioning of its military for a potential conflict. The Dominican government condemns Iran's attacks in the Middle East. This is what Tehran looks like as of our time this morning. The nuclear reactor in Arak, Iran.
And that was Tehran. Tehran, the capital of Iran. Slow her down a little bit.
Has been boomed according to Foreign Report. This is serious. Iran has hit 14 countries in one night, and here's what happened to each.
This is what I meant by somebody put Iran in a group chat and they hit reply all. Look at this. Look at this.
One, Israel, 9 on alive, Beit Shemesh flattened by ballistic missiles in UAE, Burj Al Arab on fire, Dubai airport.
And this also goes to the point that I said to my cousin who wanted to travel to Turkey. I'm like, Turkey is fine, but airspace and, visas, like, You see, Bahrain is on the list, right? Bahrain, whatever, may not. So, how do I say this? When I was in Saudi Arabia teaching in Riyadh and teaching in Medina, I would have to go to Bahrain to renew my visa. So, let's say, well, whatever, I'm just over here. Well, now I'm in Bahrain and you see US Navy Fifth Fleet headquarters. Boom, stray missile hit an apartment block full of civilians. Boom. So Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Iraq, Oman.
One unalive, seven injured. In Dubai, the airport concourse has been hit, four wounded, flights in chaos. In Bahrain, U.S. Navy Fifth Fleet headquarters, massive fire, black smoke visible for miles. Again in Bahrain, stray missile hit an apartment block full of civilians. In Kuwait, airport terminal has
Long story short, don't travel. Just stay your black ass at home.
been struck. Ali Al Salem Air Base boomed a couple of times. In Qatar, Al Udeid Air Base has been hit, the largest base in the entire Middle East. In Saudi Arabia, Riyadh explosions at night. Saudi prince secretly asked Trump to boom Iran first, per the Washington Post. In Jordan, ballistic missiles intercepted, burning debris rained on civilian areas. In Iraq, U.S. military bases across the country have been targeted. And in Oman, they were struck by Iranian missiles. Syria has been targeted in the wave. I don't know if it was directly or indirectly. In Cyprus, RAF Akrotiri, UK base directly hit by Iran. In the UK, a NATO allies military base attacked for the first time. France, Camp de la Paz.
A recent update from Riyadh, and remember, I lived in Riyadh for a couple of years, lived and worked in Riyadh as an English teacher. Reports from Riyadh is that the U.S. has abandoned them to protect Israel. All right.
And UAE struck. Italy, NATO camp.
So that means their bases are emptied out to protect Israel, according to a report from a Saudi prince.
Ali Al Salem in Kuwait has been boomed. Now, I just want to tell you guys, even though that they didn't directly strike the country, they struck the military bases, which is the same as attacking their soil, like American soil, UK soil, Italian soil. Oil is up 13% in one day to $82 a barrel. Gold is surging past $5,300 per ounce. The Strait of Hormuz has been disrupted, as we saw, and as I've been reporting, it is still closed. 20% of world's oil flows through it. Flights suspended across the Gulf, 170 ballistic missiles fired in 24 hours, and the Saudi prince has asked the United States to start this war. Iran made sure everyone around him paid the price. And here is an image that somebody sent to me that I think that this should be looked at everywhere.
I'm just going to pause here so you can scroll or zoom in on your phone. This is Iran hitting reply all to that email. If anybody can get it was a place. And the mentality of the Shia of the Muslim in Iran right now is the maxim of win-win. It's a win-win maxim. For the true believer in Islam in a situation like this, you can't do nothing with them. If they live, they win. If they die, they win. This is literally, if you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. The rest of us still have fucks to give. The rest of us are still toting plenty of fucks. Taking out their spiritual leader was not the move. Taking out their spiritual leader in the middle of Ramadan was not the move. Taking him out via assassination was not the move. And just so you know, the the ayatollahs are sayyids, Sayyid, sayyid. When you are a sayyid, you are a relative of the actual Prophet Muhammad. You are his relative. You are a bloodline connection, lineage back to the Prophet Muhammad. For example, when I was in Yemen, I was a part of something called the Ba'alawi Tariqa, and that was a Sufi tariqa ran by Sayyids, actual relatives of the Prophet Muhammad. Blessings and peace be upon him. Like, I'm a non-Muslim, but whatever. Blessings and peace be upon everybody. Ciao. Um, I'm just trying to frame this for you in the most and the most native with the most native framing I can. If you're a Shia watching this, tell me how I did. Cause ciao.
This is insane. Footage release of the moment a drone hit an oil rig in the UAE. This is also serious news. Iran has boomed the scientific complex in Bir.
By the way, the Strait of Hormuz that she was talking about belongs to Iran, and Iran has closed it off. So when you see your oil, whatever your gas costing a ton, the Strait of Hormuz, like so much moves through it. So if it's closed, it cripples the global economy. It doesn't stop it, right? Like think of a cripple. That motherfucker could still walk. He might be limping somewhere, right? He might need his crutches, but he could walk without them. It just maybe he's scooting, right? It don't stop the world economy, but it cripples that bitch. Why am I cussing? Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a hard time with this.
Shiva, where major global companies are located, including Microsoft. Greece has also stepped into the chat. Greece to deploy frigates, including its first FDI, HN frigate Kimon, F-16 fighter jets, and other assets to bolster Cyprus's defense amid Iran escalation. The newly commissioned frigate will provide air defense, cover with the Seafire radar and Aster missiles. Now, it is also being reported that Cyprus is obviously being attacked, like I just read. However, it is also being reported that Bibi Netanyahu is in Cyprus hiding. So that could be a huge motive as to why Iran is targeting them. And this man has lied on TV. I've seen it. It's disgusting. He said, we didn't start this war under President Trump. We are finishing it. And when someone asked him, when is the war going to end? Because we know that Donald Trump gave an interview yesterday to the Daily Mail and to the Times of Israel. And he stated up to 4 weeks because that's how long it's going to take because they're a big country and a regime change. He said, that sounds like a question for the Biden administration. France has also stepped into the chat. France says they are ready to defend Gulf states against Iran as Middle East conflict widens. So this is very interesting. And Spain has expelled 15 U.S. aircraft from its military bases. This is nothing new. Spain has, up until recently, been on the right side of history, especially when it comes to Gaza as well. So I love that they did this and I applaud them. And attacks are still going on in Beirut and in southern neighborhoods in Lebanon. And according to a source of mine, European gas prices surged 50% after Qatar halted LNG production earlier today as a regional war escalates. Reuters reports Saudi Arabia shut down its largest domestic oil refinery following an Iranian drone strike. That is all the news I have for you guys at 10:08 in the morning. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And if I miss anything, please forgive me.
Videos are being censored, but they are bombing in Kuwait airports. So this is beyond Iran at this point. It's totally beyond that. They're literally bombing the fucking airports. I'm gonna try to slip in the video, but it keeps getting flagged. So I don't know where I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna try to put it in here so y'all can see just in case TikTok is suppressing all these videos like they did with Minnesota.
Okay, so I was wrong. I said Dubai was not a target, but clearly she's showing you an airport in Dubai.
And it's just really scary how even on the European and French networks, how they're saying how they're lying to the American people and how Trump is lying to us. And they're talking really bad about Trump. Like, a lot of y'all probably don't really know how bad it is because they're gonna lie. They're about to lie. They are lying. It's bad. It's bad. And it's
Here's what I have to say about lying. And this goes even, and I actually learned this while I was a Muslim. And there's a principle about it in Islam. Lying is a part of war, lying is a war tactic. Lying is part of war, lying is a war tactic. Lying is a war weapon. People are going to lie. Expect it. Especially when the truth is a weapon.
totally beyond that. Like, other innocent people are getting hurt and killed. And it's so sad to see all of this happening in real time. Like, damn. Shit.
Things that are going to weaken American morale will be hidden from the American people, especially when Iranian morale is peaking. Peak morale versus weak morale. If we were to hear all over the news about how many hundreds of American kids are coming home in coffins and flags. We get told there's 10 or 15 casualties. And then you turn on Al Jazeera and it's hundreds. Barron Trump is safe at home. Bibi Netanyahu's kid is in Miami. His wife is in Miami. Your kids are out. Your cousins, your nephews, they're outside. Coming home under flags. For what? So if our morale dips while theirs is peaking, in a way, that's a war already won.
Whew, child. This is too much, y'all. This is too much. But I'm gonna try to add another clip in the video right here.
Dubai is never going to recover from this image issue. I actually considered buying an apartment there, long story, but it didn't end up. I ended up losing a couple grand. But the appeal to Dubai is completely gone. Dubai's whole thing is like safe expat lifestyle where you get luxury and you kind of get to live on an oasis that's completely safe, is completely gone. Like, I think beyond the infrastructural damage, the relentless bombardment they've endured is really going to damage the image, is really going to damage the geopolitically safe hotspot idea. Like, this is cataclysmic for Dubai. And also a lot of Gulf states. Like, I think they're going to be mad at Iran for a substantial amount of time. During my apartment purchasing process, I can talk about it more here, they mentioned that safety and financial stability were the two calling cards to Dubai. And now that we see that both of those are kind of not true, especially that the real estate market was collapsing, yeah, man, I think this might be the end of what we saw as the luxury experience in Dubai.
Very fast World War III update. There's a lot of things happening in the middle of the night right now that you need to know about. Iran struck one of the world's largest oil exports in Saudi Arabia. Iran is striking more U.S. bases and assets in Bahrain this morning. Fox News is reporting that several U.S. war
I'm sorry, this is so surreal. I used to live right outside Aramco.
warplanes have crashed in Kuwait. Apparently, Germany is seriously considering on joining the war. The U.S. struck this oil pipeline in Iran. This pipeline produces 800,000 barrels of oil a day, which is 20% of Iran's total oil supply. Trump told the New York Post that the amount of U.S. servicemen that have passed due to this conflict, quote unquote, could be quite a bit higher than the 3 initially stated. China warns that the conflict is widening. The U.S. Embassy in Kuwait is warning all U.S. citizens to seek shelter and to not travel. All of these countries issued a joint statement saying, "We condemn Iran's attacks and we have the right to defend ourselves."
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck? Oh my god. They telling us all to get on the floor. What the fuck? Motherfuckers is laughing and shit. This shit is not funny. What the fuck? I'm scared as hell. I'm not gonna hold you. They got the police outside. The police outside. Somebody just ran into the door. Fuck. Baby, the police is in here talking about don't go by the windows. Oh my god. Now they telling us we can't go outside and they done closed all the blinds on the window. Look at that. All the fucking blinds. Police is coming in. This is crazy.
Definitely stay away from the windows. It goes without saying because if the blast don't get you, the after effects will. Flying metal, flying glass, flying whatever, right in your neck, and that's it.
The Rawlings were supposed to be flying home today. The airport reopened just a few hours ago, but just moments before.
And by the way, before we listen to the story, I just want you to know it's under comments like that. The foundational Black American woman that we just looked at, it's under her comments where people are just like, yeah, whatever. We told you not to go there, blah, blah, blah. Whole time these people are terrified. So people are showing their lack of solidarity with you.
They were sightseeing in Dubai, taking in the skyline, enjoying the calm. Then missiles were intercepted overhead, and in an instant, getting back home to Chicago, no longer an option.
Everybody's supposed to seek shelter. Everybody is out of the rooms and everything like that. There was a missile, an interception, intercepted a missile in the air, and the debris fell and tore up a couple of cars. And so we saw police out there. You could see the cars damaged, looked like they had been in an accident. Pretty much you have to wait it out.
Mind you, he just said the debris. So if you're not military, whatever, the debris. So the cars weren't targeted, but they look like just the debris alone did that to the cars, just the fallout.
Until something changes. And that's an emotional roller coaster. 1 minute you're feeling okay, and then the next minute, you're thinking about your children and you're starting to miss home.
What is that? Oh my Jesus.
Iran looks as though it's on the inside track to win this war. This means that the United States will be defeated, humiliated, and compelled to retreat from the Middle East.
I have to say, this is his prediction. Smart man's been doing this a long time. But I have to qualify this by saying that this is a prediction, all right? I'm not trying to scare anybody.
Israel will be left alone, and the Gulf Arab states will have to purge their soil of American military bases. Now, people can sit here and say that's pie in the sky, but I dare you to contradict me on anything I just said. If you're the emir of any of the Gulf Arab states and you have been promised the guarantee of American security.
Shout out to Black Americans who know what the name Amir means, because we name our kids, it means prince, leader, right? So the United Arabs, Emirats, Emir, it's just the United Arab states run by their princes, all right? Their leaders. So an Emir is like a prince, is a prince leader.
And you're watching your cities and your docks and your airports go up in flames, and there's nothing the United States can do to stop it. Prove me wrong. If you're the emir of Bahrain, watching the Shia population rise up in the streets threatening to overthrow you, prove me wrong. If you are the king of Saudi Arabia, looking at your eastern oil fields ablaze, Prove me wrong. If you are the Emir of Qatar, looking at your net liquid natural gas fields, unable to produce, prove me wrong. If you're an energy producer in the Middle East, unable to ship your energy out of the Strait of Hormuz, prove me wrong. If you're
Remember,
Israel,
we just talked about how the Strait of Hormuz belongs to Iran. Okay? People can't do a whole lot without Iran.
watching your cities get pummeled every day, every hour, prove me wrong. And look at Iran. They lost the Imam, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and all that did is strengthen them. There aren't people in the streets demanding the overthrow of the government. The Iranian people are rallying around their nation. And the Iranians have shown that they are more prepared for this war than anybody. So prove me wrong. I know it's not a popular position to take, but it's a fact-based position. It's based upon years of geopolitical analysis and military analysis. Unless something fundamentally changes in the way this war is being prosecuted, the United States and its allies will run out of ammunition in a few weeks' time. Iran will not run out of ammunition. Prove me wrong.
Although that is just a prediction, it is hard to argue with a well-seasoned expert. And that's why there should be men like him leading our nation at minimum in these conversations. Not white supremacists, but people who actually have some level of cultural competence. I don't know what it is about mediocre white men who think they've already won, but it's like, have you considered the fact that these people got their own shit, make their own shit? Have you considered what these people have under the soil? Like, there's a reason you want Iran. They're not Africa. You take Africa's resources, they don't use them. You want Iran's resources, they use their resources. And by the way, just to get you kind of geopolitically or geographically situated, Iran is next to like Iraq. And Iraq is ancient. If you've ever read about Mesopotamia or ancient Sumer, that's Iraq. So that's where you are in the world here, regarding what's in the ground, what's under the ground, what's around these people, the history of these people, these Elamites.
Oh my God.
Allegedly, the pilot was a female or is a female, and she ejected long before her plane crashed.
Oh boy, here goes your World War III news. So we got France and Belgium seizing a Russian oil tanker. They are saying they're going to start going after Russian shadow fleet over in the Baltic Sea. And yeah, they're not playing around. This is footage that was released by Emmanuel Macron. We got Israel for the first time using the Iron Beam. They used it in testing. This is their laser defense system. And they used it to take out some rockets from Hezbollah. We also got an ominous scenario of Israel bombing Beirut as Hezbollah escalated the tensions with Israel, and now they're not playing. They're doing operations all across Lebanon, and they are debating a incursion into southern Lebanon. The United States and Israel also struck a nuclear reactor in Iran. This could be a problem. Here's another major airstrike that they did in Iran. We got protesters in Iraq trying to seize a U.S. embassy. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea, but what do I know? Here's some more U.S. and Israeli airstrikes in Iran. Boom. We also struck a Iranian naval vessel. We also attacked this Iranian drone carrier as well. We have Kuwait that accidentally shot down 3 U.S. F-15s, but all pilots survived. And this is what Trump had to say about it today as well.
Our objectives are clear. First, we're destroying Iran's missile capabilities, and you see that happening on an hourly basis, and their capacity to produce brand new ones, and pretty good ones they make. Second, we're annihilating their navy. We've knocked out already 10 ships. They're at the bottom of the sea. Third, we're ensuring that the world's #1 sponsor of terror can never obtain a nuclear weapon.
All right, y'all get it. Let's get on with the news. So we have Iran that has announced that they're going to continue to attack Cyprus and that they have closed the Strait of Hormuz, and any ships trying to pass will be attacked. This looks really bad for our oil prices. Well, it looks like Taylor Greene is thinking the same thing everybody else is thinking, that Trump can use the Iranian war and cause a national emergency to cancel the midterms. Well, she replied and said she could see it. Insane. We have Russia warning that if Trump continues these crazy policies, World War III will begin. Well, it already begun. And yeah, I got multiple sources on that one. And they're also pissed off because France and Belgium took their oil tanker as well. Vladimir Putin had a talk with Gulf leaders today, and apparently he warned of a whole regional conflict if things don't calm down. He's calling for diplomacy to address an extremely dangerous situation. These wars are spreading like wildfire, especially all across the Middle East. You still got wars in Africa, like I've been saying this whole time. You got Afghanistan and Pakistan fighting each other, and it might spread over to India. You have China that's already getting ready for war with the Philippines, Taiwan, Japan. They've been having bad ties. You have the U.S. They got a blockade on Cuba and pretty much an embargo on Venezuela, and trying to figure out how to shut down the Panama Canal from the Chinese and anybody that's a threat to over here, and Greenland, and now Iran. This is the one about Russia seeking clarification after Belgium captured one of their oil tankers. Remember, they just said if this kept happening, they were going to take actions to protect these ships. We have the UK, France, and Germany backing the United States, while Russia, China, and Spain is condemning the strikes on Iran. The world right now is divided as Khomeini has died. We also got Putin's members of parliament asking him to join the war with Iran. He started by saying they need to stand up for Iran before it's too late by all possible means, including military support. He is also calling for the military coalition of authoritarian states to back Tehran. It is clear that the United States will no longer even try to negotiate with anybody and will attack a new opponent with renewed force. Also adding that Russia could be the next target. They must be stopped at these lines, supplied with weapons, intelligence, information, and everything necessary so Iran can hold back this armada in its direction. He said it even makes sense to create a military coalition for this confrontation, otherwise the collective West will pick everyone off one by one. Yeah, that sounded pretty serious. And you got the United States saying they see the Chinese jet maneuvers near Taiwan as a rehearsal for an attack. This is one of the reasons the United States, Japan, and the Philippines held South China Sea military exercises. They do this on the normal, but they've been intensifying it because China's been a little more aggressive. Well, I should say a lot more aggressive. We have the Pentagon chief refusing to roll out boots on the ground, so it seems like the United States could invade Iran just like Israel could invade Lebanon. As it says here, Israel waits for invasion of Lebanon, as Hezbollah's Secretary General named military target. And then the most scariest news to me is that France is offering to station their nuclear weapons for the first time in other states in Europe, 7 other countries. This includes Germany, Poland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Greece, Sweden, all of them. Wow. I'm surprised people really think that this war is going to stay conventional if it doesn't stop escalating. Let's please pray that it does. Like, comment, and share. I got more news coming next. See y'all there.